Today we are discussing about urinogenital duct, or we can also call it as tract. This urinogenital duct or a tract, it acts as a common passage. It is a common passage for both urine and semen. Then they are expelled out from the male genitalia. So if it is acting as a common passage or common what we call duct, then we can call it as a urinogenital duct. Say for instance, if we take in a diagram, say this is here a urinary bladder, and this urinary bladder is connected with the urethra. That means the urine comes through the urethra here. Then after we have a presence of ducts here, we call them as ejaculatory ducts. See, these ducts are here, they are the ejaculatory ducts. Now, through these ejaculatory ducts, the sperms are thrown into the urethra. That means now the urine from the urinary bladder, that means urine from the urinary bladder and semen from the ejaculatory duct, now they have a common passage. That's why we call it as a urinogenital duct, through which the urine as well as sperms are expelled out from the male genitalia. So that's why we call it as urinogenital duct, or we can also call it as a tract. So it's a common passage both for urine as well as for semen then expelled out from the male genitalia. Then after we have the next one, that is known as a penis. Take the penis. Penis is a muscular organ. It's a muscular organ hanging external to abdominal cavity behind the scrotum. So if we will take its structure, say for instance if this is a urinogenital tract here or a duct, then after we have presence of a muscular organ. That muscular organ is also having this urinogenital duct located within it, but this muscular organ also acts as a penis. It's the external genitalia. So this is here a urethra or urinogenital tract, and external to it we have a muscular part. That muscular part makes it the penis. Now this penis, it is having the muscles plus it's also having the erectile tissues that help in an erection of penis. During erection, there is a high blood supply to the penis. So we have kept in mind one more thing, that is, it also consists of erectile tissue, which leads erection of penis during sexual stimulation. One more important thing we have, the head of the penis is known as glans. This glans, it is covered by a muscular sheath or the muscles. We call that one as a prepuce. These we call as a prepuce, or these are actually the muscular sheath which surrounds it, a muscular sheath which is surrounding it. So this muscular sheath should be cleaned, because a white substance gets accumulated here, some waste gets accumulated here, and it leads to the infection. But the most important thing, this muscular sheath should be cleaned so as to prevent the pins or tip of the pins from the infection. So we can say one more thing. The head of the penis is known as the head of penis is known as glans. It is covered by muscular sheath known as prepuce. This prepuce is cut down so as to prevent it from infection. The most important thing is it should be cleaned. It should be cleaned by the water so as to prevent the accumulation of the waste there or accumulation of the white matter there, secretion there, which leads to the infection to the penis. So this is about the penis. Now let's take its transverse section, what the penis consists of. Say for instance, if we will take a transverse section of the penis, we will see the various things which are located inside it. Say taking the transverse section, say if we will take a transverse section of penis. In a transverse section, if I am making a transverse section, it is having this one as a posterior side. So this is a posterior side. During the cut down, I am making its posterior side. I am taking only the transverse section of it. Now this is a posterior side and this is the anterior side. On its posterior side, we have a presence of erectile tissue, a mass of erectile tissue. This is the erectile tissue I am making here on its posterior side. Its presence of it is having the presence of erectile tissue, and on anterior side, it is having also the presence of posterior tissue. Sorry, this erectile tissue, but it is also having the presence of urinogenital opening. So this opening we can call as urinogenital opening. And the tissues which are acting as a erectile tissue, like this one is acting as erectile tissue, this is also acting as erectile tissue. These two are together called as corpora cavernosa. This is a corpora cavernosa, and this erectile tissue is known as corpus spongiosum. Corpus spongiosum. Now these two together are acting as erectile tissues. So if we will take a cross section or a transverse section of the penis, in a transverse section of the penis, we will take the two sides, one is the posterior side and the anterior side. Anterior means the front side and posterior means the back side. On its back side of the penis, you will see we have a erectile tissue, we call it corpora cavernosa, and we have also the erectile tissue located at anterior side, but this erectile tissue is also associated with the urinogenital opening or urinogenital duct. We can call that erectile tissue as corpus spongiosum. So this is the transverse section of the penis. Now tomorrow we'll discuss about the structure of female reproductive system.